Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima. I have a few apologies to make. The first apology being I'm surprised I didn't notice this game actually come out. I was actually looking for it. I was paying attention on the 1st of November, was it? Trying to look for this game because I thought it was going to be out on the 1st of November and I didn't see it. But it turns out it actually did come out, so yeah, go me. Second is that this video is probably going to be terrible if you want me actually playing this because I've never been very good at Sokoban. I'll do my best to show you what the game's like, but I haven't unlocked very many levels and I don't think that's going to change. So we'll just hop in for a little bit and see what we can do. Something I should also note, by the way, is that the initial load time for this game is terrible. It's something like 1.5 minutes. Basically, it's one of those games where you're going to want to put the Vita down and walk away. Also, for some reason, it's actually put me into a level straight away. I don't think I should have done that, but oh well. We'll go back and we'll try a level. Just any level. We'll try one of the first few levels just to demonstrate what bloody Sokoban is and how the control scheme in this game works. So this is a pretty basic level. It's Sokoban. Makes enough sense to me. So, your controls are relatively unusual. You can see what your buttons do on the bottom right there. Left and right stick will move the camera and rotate it. So as you can see, it does a little bit of a couple of weird things with the angles, but you'll understand why shortly. And in order to move the eggs, you have two options. You can move using the D-pad, and that'll just do single spaces for you. Or you can do the touchscreen. Now, the touchscreen lets you move the eggs by tapping and dragging on them, and it'll move the dragon in the same way. So, it'll automatically move the dragon. It'll find the path for you, move the dragon, and then move the eggs. So, instead of doing D-pad motions on every single movement, you can just play entirely via strokes, which I actually like because it makes the game surprisingly easy to play. I'm a little bit surprised by it, really. And now I can just do the rest via strokes if I want to, which is it's just a neat little thing, being able to play the game like that, because it saves you from doing a lot of unnecessary moves. Alright, let's go back to the main menu and go and play something a little bit more difficult, shall we? Double Trouble. 2, 3. So, one of the big gimmicks that this game has is the following. You can move on the walls. And you can move eggs along the walls as well. It's very unusual. So, see how I've gone and popped up onto the wall there? I can do the same things with the eggs as well. So I can push this down here, or I can push it here, and I can even push it through this little hole. Doesn't really do anything, kind of fucks me, and I have to undo it now, but you see the point. It kind of breaks my brain. I gotta admit, it is just... It just drives me mad that this is a thing in this game, because I look at puzzles like this and it just gives me a headache. Just look at it. Like here, I'll make the dragon do the solution for you so that I'm not completely incompetent. I am completely incompetent, but I'm just gonna let the dragon do it so that you can see how the puzzle's meant to be solved. Yeah, perfectly simple, isn't it? And then it just immediately cuts back to the original thing. You can also skip the puzzle, but we're not going to do that because we're going to go back and we're going to have a look at another puzzle. So, let's try Crazy Confuser. Why the hell not? It starts off with the tutorial level, so let's see what the tutorial level is for this one. 4th dimension? Oh, Jesus. Right, so yeah, it shows me what I'll be doing here. And you can see why the camera controls are the way they are. So you can view as much of the bloody level as possible. Also helps to have the touch controls here like this because it means that you don't have to worry about the individual D-pad presses. Yeah, this is just insane, if you want me to be completely honest. I was never very good at the 2D version of the game to begin with, but this is just silly. Look, 112 moves. And this isn't even the most ridiculous thing. Look, oh, it's gonna show me the, it's actually gonna let me do the tutorial, so let's see how much this actually helps me. Yeah, so you can see how the rules of gravity work in this one. The eggs seem to love to be stuck to one particular wall at any one time. And of course, there are a bunch of other things that I'll show up eventually as well, like keys and, well, not keys, but key buttons that you can use to unlock the... we'll actually try and solve this one, but, you know, no guarantees. You do also get the ability to add a checkpoint that you can just revert to, which is actually a really nice little feature for puzzles this complicated. But, yeah, this kills me. This legitimately is one of the most confusing puzzle games I will ever play. This is... And I admit that's fully because of me. It's not because of the game. The game itself seems actually pretty well put together, right? Like, relatively well composed and all that. I've screwed myself, haven't I? I have. Let's just, well, I can move myself back to the checkpoint, actually. The game does have a 3-star system, and you are denied the stars if you use the undo function or if you take too long. No, that's not right either. That's actually a fair question. What do we do here? Oh, right. Okay, I follow. So, it's not going to be that one first. Right, we'll push that on forward to there. Right, then we have to keep going. We have to send this all the way around here. Yep. It's a simple enough puzzle. It just hurts to look at. Good God. No, that was too far. Let's undo that. But I will give it credit. It runs relatively well from what I've seen of it. And I mean, with all the different, you know, little options you got on the right there and all the different kinds of controls and all that, you aren't going to be frustrated by, like, a lack of control over the game. You get plenty of control. You get an absolute ton of it. So, I'm really not going to argue too heavily against it being... well thought out. It's definitely well thought out. I think this one is the one I'm thinking of, but you'll have to forgive me if it's not the one I'm thinking of. There's a really... I think this is the one I'm thinking of, but we'll just wait and see when it loads. Well, this is the one I started on. Was this the one I was thinking of? No, this is 93 moves, but I will show you how this sort of puzzle gets solved anyway. And the game does hide, like, little passages behind these holes in the wall sometimes as well. It really is like a 3D version of Sokoban. That is exactly what it is. I didn't even see that fire in there. Jesus. Alright, puzzles. That's not the one I was thinking of, but at least it gives you a little bit of an idea of what to expect. I think it might have been this one now. No, there's one particular puzzle I'm thinking of. It's the one where they introduced, oh yeah, here we go. This is the one I was thinking of. This is the one that has a lot of teleporter usage, and I believe it takes about 300 moves to complete success. No, not this one either. Oh yeah, it is. Right, so... Right, I will show you the solution for this one. You get more solutions and more puzzle skips as you successfully solve puzzles. The graphics are basic, but they do the trick. I mean, it's entirely simple to tell what's what. The camera controls are, while they aren't absolutely fantastic, they get the job done. And the game is... And the game's competent. It is absolutely competent in what it does, and I find it to be, I mean, other than the fact that it absolutely hurts me to try and play this godforsaken game, I find it to be well put together enough to say that if this sort of puzzling appeals to you, it's probably worth your time. So look at that. Thank God the game gives you checkpoints. Right, back to the puzzles. So let's go back to 4-3, and then I'll skip forward to 4-5, and I'll let you see what that's like, and then I think I'll end this video off with a little bit of menu browsing, because there are a couple of other things I haven't shown just yet. No, you know what? On second thought... Oh, no. I'll skip it. I want to see what 4-5 is like, because 4-5s are the 5s are ones you have to beat in order to unlock the next set of puzzles, and they're usually quite ridiculous. So, let's just have a look-see. God, look at that. Look at that puzzle. Jeez Louise. Alright, one more skip. Then we'll see what the 5th puzzle is like. Honestly, I don't even have the sound on. Like, I can't even hear it. And after I heard the first few music tracks, I didn't even really care. But music is something I usually turn off in this sort of thing. Wow. Okay. Alright, let's see how this one's solved, please. God, look at the speedy moves. I can't even keep up. Thank God you can see all the eggs and stuff through the wall. Perfectly simple, my ass. Anyway, let's go back to the main menu. So, there are a couple of things. Here's your trophies. Collected all the stars, mastered all the campaign puzzles, and pushed 500 eggs and walked a few thousand squares. You got your credits, which is literally just one screen. And you have a leaderboard. Yes, a leaderboard. Which I am somehow number 3 on. How did that even happen? And here's your settings. You can turn the free camera on and off. You saw the default camera, but the free camera is obviously a free camera. Also, that was odd. Why did it go? Oh yeah, because you can actually navigate this menu with the D-pad and stuff. Yeah, that's basically it. I admit I suck at this game beyond belief, so that's not gonna... That's it for me. Like, I'm not even gonna try and solve those bloody 3-dimensional puzzles, but that was a quick look at Sokoban Next, which came out 3 weeks ago, so, you know, bit of a mistake on my part, but at least you get to see what the game's like. So, this has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.